Welcome back to Keeping Up with Kaylee. Today I'm going to discuss my top 10 favorite Halloween fragrances. So I never was into really burning candles specifically for Halloween. I only had one candle that made me feel kind of like it was Halloween time. But this year I dived in and I hauled a lot of Halloween candles. And I have to say, I am pretty impressed with these Halloween scents, and I'm really excited that I actually have a top 10 now. So I want to share with you guys from 10 to 1 being obviously my absolute favorite, what Halloween fragrances I am loving in 2019. So let's start with number 10. So number 10 is candy corn. I love candy corn during the Halloween season. I have to have at least one handful every single year of it. It's not my favorite Halloween candy, but it's definitely a must for me. It's a tradition to always put it into my little bowl and have it so that guests can enjoy it and so that I can enjoy it every now and then. This candle, when I originally got it, I thought, oh, whoa, that's awfully sweet. It doesn't smell like candy corn. It just smells like confectioner sugar. Then when I took my bag of candy corn and compared the two, and I smelled the bag and I smelled the candle, this is pretty spot on. And it smells really good and nostalgic when burning. Okay, so this is what the candle to me smells like. It smells like someone is in your kitchen and on the stovetop you have corn syrup, vanilla, almost something, a lot of sugar, a ton of sugar in there, and maybe a little bit of like a marshmallowy note, and they're stirring it in the pot. In fact, it could be an actual witch stirring its brew up, maybe even stirring it in their cauldron, and they're making a batch of fresh candy corn, homemade candy corn, and the final product is this candle when they pour it in. It smells so good. Definitely Halloween to me, so this is number 10. Number 9 is another Goose Creek candle, and it is the TrickorTreat candle. This was a very interesting one to me because the notes are kind of unexpected. You have chocolate in there, graham cracker, apple, and it works. There's something about this candle that makes me think of opening up my pillowcase, because that's what I used to go trick-or-treating with, and smelling all the candy that's combined together. Even maybe a little bit of a bubblegum note to this. It just brings me back to such a special time when you're a little innocent kid, you're running around the neighborhood with your friends in their costumes, and you're picking out your favorite Halloween candy from each neighbor. You don't want to go home. You're like, let's keep hitting the houses. Can we please stay out longer? And then when you go back home, and sometimes my friends would even come over and we would spread out all the candy in front of us, and I personally would just divide mine up into different sections, so the chocolate would go with the chocolate, then the gummies, and etc. So this candle, it smells like that to me. So it's a very nostalgic candle, and I think the label on this candle is the best label for Halloween I've ever seen in my life. There's nothing more Halloween time than this label. It screams trick or treat. I hope they never change this. I'm hoping that I can get my hands on one more of these next year, so I at least can save that for my collection, because this label is perfection. Number 8 is from another new company that I tried this year, and it's the Midnight Daydream company. This is the scent Pumpkin Patch. It says it's a secret blend that will transport you to a pumpkin patch. And the reason why that I love this candle so much is it brings me to the beginning of October, when we're all starting to transition from that summer weather into the cooler weather, and you're getting that itch to go to the pumpkin patches, and then you get to go that first weekend because it's cooled down and you're like, oh, I'm feeling festive. Maybe this weekend I'll go to the pumpkin patch. And you get that in this candle. You get something a little bit bakery in the background. You get some hay that you're walking on to go and get your pumpkins. You get a little bit of a pumpkin note. And there's something in this that's a little spicy. It's not cinnamon. It's not nutmeg. I don't know what it is, but it's a little musky. It's really nice. I love this candle. I have to say, this candle throws really well in my studio apartment. I burned some of their other candles and they're very light on their throw, but this one had a strong throw. So number 7 is Zombie Zucchini, which is also from the same company. I put this in my wax warmer, I think 2 days ago, and I thought to myself, wow, I love this, and this needs to be on my top 10 favorite fragrances. I don't know, something about this just reminds me of Halloween baking and getting ready. Like maybe this is something, a baked good that you would bring to a Halloween party. The fragrance notes that it says is zucchini bread, cider lane, and candied pecans. So cider lane's in this, and I'm slightly getting a cider lane, but I'm not getting too much of it, and I do love cider lane during October. It's not just a September month candle to me. I love cider lane. It's one of the best candles. Then there's zucchini bread, which you get that bakery note from, and you feel like this is possibly something someone is bringing to a party. Candied pecans, not so much in there. Maybe a little bit of a nuttiness, but this, I don't know why, it makes me feel like Halloween time. So that's Zombie Zucchini. Did I do 7? Yeah, I think I said 8 for that one. That was 7. Number 6 is Haunted Carnival from the same company, and this is caramel kettle corn, autumn and Salem, and campfire marshmallow. I would love to go to a haunted carnival. I think that it's so fun and festive. I'm surprised that they don't have more of those. I just went to the haunted hayride that kind of had a carnival-esque feel to it. It had a spooky carnival carousel, which was really cool. And then they have mazes and other things in there, but they didn't have, you know, the carnival stands where you could get kettle corn or cotton candy and stuff like that. I think there should be a really well done actual haunted carnival. If you saw the movie that I talked about, it's called Cabinet of Souls. In that movie, the whole environment is based in a carnival type, a Halloween type carnival. This would be really good to warm this during that movie, now that I think about it. Definitely get the saltiness and sweetness from the kettle corn, so you smell that in the background, and then you have autumn and Salem, which I think is just that crisp air that you get and a little bit of the leaves, and then you get a smokiness, but a sweetness from the campfire marshmallow that works really well. So basically there's a bonfire that's going on, you're at the carnival, you have the popcorn popping in the background, a little bit of cotton candy you're getting from the sweetness over there. Not really many marshmallows at a carnival, but I'm thinking it's the cotton candy that you're getting in this, and it just smells like Halloween to me. I'm lost on the numbers. I think this is number 6, and number 6 is, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's number 5. Sorry, guys. Number 5 is pumpkin carving by the campfire. And I have not thrown this out even though I've used it because I just love every now and then smelling it. Ah, it's so good. You really feel like you're carving pumpkins by the campfire. You get the smokiness from the bonfire. You get a pumpkin note, a little bit of the pumpkin insides, which I love. I want a pumpkin guts candle so badly. But this is pumpkin roasted over an open fire, guaiac, applewood, black amber, and myrrh. It's awesome. Then number 4 is the Halloween Store by Midnight Daydream. There's something about this wax to me that is very 90s that makes me feel like I'm a little girl again going into the party store trying to pick out her costume. There's nothing really in this that I think screams Halloween if you didn't associate it with Halloween time. Do you know, does that make sense? But it says that it has the witch's cauldron in it, dark musk, tonka, patchouli, and vanilla. I think the patchouli, which is a very Halloween related scent, is what's making me feel that way. But there's this dark berry note to this that makes me feel like a little girl again. And I love this. I don't even think I'm gonna warm this year because I'm afraid that they won't come out with it again. So I'm gonna keep this until I know for sure I can get it next year. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. So then I have my Bath & Body Works tried and true candle that again I used to burn all the time, and it doesn't have any Halloween related fragrances to it, but I heard someone talk about it and it made them feel like Halloween, so I think that's where I get the association from. And if you know what I'm talking about Vampire's Blood. I love this candle so much. I even got it, oh gosh, yes. Smells so good. So the fragrance notes are blood red strawberry, midnight blooming jasmine, and dark Transylvanian plum. I think it's that plum that is making me feel very Halloween, like the Halloween Store wax. It brings this eeriness to it because it's not a sweet fruit. It's more of a darker, muskier type of fruit in here, and I love this candle. Just reminds me of Halloween, and it has such an awesome throw. Unlike the next 2 candles I'm talking about, the throws aren't wonderful. They're nothing like I've ever smelled before, so that is why they're placed at number 2 and 1. Number 2 is from Witch City Wicks, and it's the All Hallows Eve. This candle to me smells like it's Halloween night. You're with your friends, you're running away from someone who's trying to scare you, and you get lost into a field that has a bunch of leaves on the ground. There's a full moon in the sky. The fog is creeping through the background. You hear kids laughing in the background. You're trying to find your way to the safest spot. And this candle has so many layers to it. It's so, so beautiful. If you want to know the fragrance notes, I put that in my wax haul, so I will link that down below as well. But this company is so well done. I've never smelled a candle that is so layered and the fragrance just smells so clean. Like sometimes candles just smell like it's really fake chemicals in there, you know, it's just not smelling right. This brand is amazing. So All Hallows Eve takes the cake for number 2, but what really takes the candy corn for spot number 1 is Witch City Wicks Sleepy Hollow. This to me smells like a colonial time period. When I was little, I used to go to Williamsburg all the time, and again, Sleepy Hollow takes place in the colonial time period, and it just feels like you're going down a dirt road and you see the Headless Horseman at the end. You hear a crow in the background, you see the full moon, you hear the leaves rustling, and you're like, shoot, what am I gonna do? There's the Headless Horseman, it's dark out, all I see is the moonlight. Just let the moonlight guide me. And it's in this candle. I always associate stories with candles because that's what fragrance evokes. It evokes nostalgia, stories, special times in your life. And this candle reminds me of Halloween. Oh, I love it so freaking much. So number 1 is Sleepy Hollow. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. What are some of your favorite Halloween fragrances? Let me know down below. And I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Happy Halloween. Bye.